Let's get ready for the Louisiana real estate exam with 100 questions covering the state-specific laws, principles, and practices you'll need to know. And don't miss what's happening in the bottom corner. It could be key to your exam prep. We'll tell you how in a minute. Now let's get started.
Let's begin with a review of Louisiana real estate law and practice. Fair housing laws in Louisiana. Which of the following is prohibited under the Fair Housing Act as applied in Louisiana? Is it A, refusing to rent based on race? B, charging different lease fees based on tenant's rental period? C, requiring a deposit before showing a property? Or D, offering discounts to tenants with good credit scores? The answer is A, refusing to rent based on race. The Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination because of race, color, national origin, religion, sex, familial status, or disability in housing-related activities. Refusal to rent because of race is explicitly forbidden. Which protected class was added to the Fair Housing Act through amendments? Is it A, familial status, B, marital status, C, age, or D, source of income? The answer is A, familial status. In 1988, amendments to the Fair Housing Act included familial status and disability as protected classes under federal law, reflecting changes in societal norms and legal interpretations.
Have you noticed the code in the bottom corner? Next time you're stumped, take that code to birdsey.ai for immediate help and a free study session with Birdsey, your personal AI study partner. Plus, you'll get access to hundreds of additional questions, helping you move closer to passing your exam with confidence. The next time you're feeling unsure or stuck, give it a try.
In Louisiana, which agency is primarily responsible for handling housing discrimination complaints? Is it A, Louisiana Real Estate Commission, B, Louisiana Department of Justice, C, Department of Housing and Urban Development, or D, Louisiana Human Relations Commission? The answer is B, Louisiana Department of Justice. The Louisiana Department of Justice handles housing discrimination complaints through the Civil Rights Division, coordinating with federal HUD and ensuring compliance with both state and federal laws. What action must a landlord avoid to comply with fair housing laws in Louisiana? Is it A, setting higher rental rates based purely on tenants' family size, B, scheduling rent payment dates based on tenants' preference, C, requiring all tenants to sign a lease agreement, or D, conducting background checks for all potential tenants? The answer is A, setting higher rental rates based purely on tenants' family size. Charging variable rates solely based on family size could violate fair housing laws, specifically against discrimination based on familial status. Landlords must apply uniform standards irrespective of tenants' family conditions. What change was made to the Fair Housing Act amendments in 1988? Is it A, inclusion of disability as a protected class, B, addition of wealth status, C, extension of geographical applicability, or D, protection of political beliefs? The answer is A, inclusion of disability as a protected class. The Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988 significantly expanded protections by including disability and familial status as protected classes, which represented an important development in housing discrimination law. Which of the following groups is protected under Louisiana's fair housing laws? Is it A, pet owners, B, race, C, professional athletes, or D, political affiliation? The answer is B, race. Louisiana's fair housing laws protect against discrimination based on race, making it illegal to refuse renting or selling housing to someone because of their race. What must landlords ensure regarding individuals with disabilities in Louisiana under fair housing laws? Is it A, provide pets for all tenants, B, make reasonable accommodations. C. Offer free rent to disabled individuals. Or D. Prioritize housing for veterans. The answer is B. Make reasonable accommodations. Under Louisiana fair housing laws, landlords are obligated to make reasonable modifications and accommodations for tenants with disabilities to ensure equal access to housing. Real estate contracts in Louisiana. In Louisiana, which of the following is considered an essential element of a valid real estate contract? Is it A. Fair market value determination, B. Mutual consent or offer and acceptance, C. Inclusion of fixtures list, or D. Approval by a licensed real estate agent? The answer is B. Mutual consent or offer and acceptance. A valid real estate contract in Louisiana must include mutual consent, which is demonstrated through offer and acceptance. Other essential elements include lawful object, competent parties, and consideration. What is the purpose of the as-is clause in Louisiana real estate contracts? Is it A. To guarantee a property is free of defects, B. To indicate the seller will repair any issues before sale, C. To ensure the property is purchased in its current condition, or D. To allow the seller to make changes to the property after the sale? The answer is C. To ensure the property is purchased in its current condition. In Louisiana, an as-is clause specifies that the buyer accepts the property in its existing condition, assuming responsibility for any defects or needed repairs. Which document is typically used to initially outline the agreement between a buyer and seller of real estate in Louisiana? Is it A. Lease agreement, B. Deed, C. Purchase agreement, or D. Title insurance policy? The answer is C. Purchase agreement. In Louisiana, the purchase agreement is the primary document outlining the terms of a real estate transaction, serving as a legally binding contract once signed by both parties. How long is the typical inspection period after signing a purchase agreement in Louisiana? Is it A. 5 days, B. 10 days, C. 15 days, or D. 30 days? The answer is B. 10 days. The inspection period in Louisiana real estate contracts is commonly set at 10 days, though it can vary based on buyer and seller agreement. This period allows for property evaluation. What happens if a compulsory component is missing from a real estate contract in Louisiana? Is it A. The contract becomes an oral agreement, B. The contract may be considered void or voidable, C. The buyer automatically receives a refund, or D. The contract is automatically renegotiated? The answer is B. The contract may be considered void or voidable. In Louisiana, a real estate contract lacking any essential component can be deemed void or voidable, affecting the enforceability of the agreement. Such flaws can nullify the obligation to perform. Which of the following is a mandatory disclosure when using a standard real estate contract in Louisiana? Is it A. Presence of lead-based paint, B. Distance to nearest school, C. Number of prior owners, or D. Prior property sales prices? The answer is A. Presence of lead-based paint. Under Louisiana law, sellers must disclose known lead-based paint in residential properties due to federal regulations, ensuring buyer awareness of potential health risks. What is the role of earnest money in a Louisiana real estate contract? Is it A. Guarantees the appraisal value, B. Provides assurance of buyer's intention, C. Serves as a commission for the agent, or D. Funds closing costs directly? The answer is B. Provides assurance of buyer's intention. Earnest money demonstrates the buyer's commitment to the transaction. If a contract falls through for certain reasons, the money may be returned or forfeited depending on the circumstances outlined in the agreement.
If you're finding this helpful, please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, useful tips, and complimentary study sessions with Birdsey.
Disclosures required by Louisiana law. Which type of property is covered by the Louisiana Residential Property Disclosure Law? Is it A, commercial property, B, rental property, C, residential real estate, or D, industrial property? The answer is C, residential real estate. The Louisiana Residential Property Disclosure Law applies specifically to the sale of residential real estate, requiring sellers to disclose material defects to potential buyers. What must a seller disclose according to Louisiana law if they have knowledge of previously utilized hazardous materials on the property? Is it A, no disclosure is required if the material is no longer present, B, disclosure of current material presence only, C, full disclosure of past and present hazardous materials, or D, disclosure only if required by buyer request? The answer is C, full disclosure of past and present hazardous materials. Under Louisiana law, sellers must fully disclose any knowledge of hazardous materials on the property, regardless of whether they are currently present or have been removed, to ensure buyer awareness. In Louisiana, what information must be disclosed about a property's location relative to flood zones? Is it A, only if the property has previously flooded, B, only if the buyer asks about flood zones, C, disclosure of the property's fall within a designated flood zone, or D, no flood information disclosure is needed? The answer is C, disclosure of the property's fall within a designated flood zone. According to Louisiana law, sellers are required to disclose whether a property is located within a designated flood zone. This helps buyers assess potential flood risks when considering the purchase. Which party primarily bears responsibility for ensuring property disclosures are provided in Louisiana? Is it A, the buyer, B, the seller, C, the lender, or D, the buyer's real estate agent? The answer is B, the seller. The seller has the primary responsibility to provide accurate disclosures of property condition and known issues to the buyer in compliance with Louisiana residential property disclosure requirements. What is the purpose of mandatory disclosures under Louisiana real estate law? Is it A, to protect sellers from lawsuits, B, to inform buyers of property conditions, C, to expedite the transaction process, or D, to increase property value? The answer is B, to inform buyers of property conditions. Mandatory disclosures are designed to inform buyers about known property conditions and potential issues, promoting transparency in real estate transactions and ensuring fair dealings. Under Louisiana law, when must the residential property disclosure form be provided to the buyer? Is it A, before signing a binding agreement to purchase the property, B, within 7 days after signing a purchase agreement, C, during the final walkthrough before closing, or D, after the inspection period is completed? The answer is A, before signing a binding agreement to purchase the property. The Louisiana Residential Property Disclosure Act mandates the seller to provide the disclosure form before any agreement to enable buyers to make informed decisions and negotiate accordingly. What is required to be disclosed about the home's structural conditions in Louisiana? Is it A, only new construction homes must disclose structural conditions, B, any structural damage known to the seller must be disclosed, C, structural conditions are not required in flood zone areas, or D, only material defects must be disclosed during open house events? The answer is B, any structural damage known to the seller must be disclosed. Louisiana law requires sellers to disclose all known material defects, including those in the structure, to assure transparency and protect consumers in real estate transactions. Transfer of title in Louisiana. In Louisiana, which document is primarily used to convey title from one party to another in a real estate transaction? Is it A, deed, B, mortgage, C, lease, or D, option agreement? The answer is A, deed. A deed is the official document used to transfer ownership of real property. In Louisiana, it comes with specific formalities, including being in writing, describing the property, and being signed by the grantor. What is required for a deed to be considered valid in Louisiana? Is it A, witnesses, B, a notary and 2 witnesses, C, an appraisal, or D, an attorney's signature? The answer is B, a notary and 2 witnesses. In Louisiana, authenticity of a deed is ensured by executing it before a notary public and 2 witnesses, following civil law tradition. This substantiates the document's legitimacy. Who primarily maintains the records of property titles in Louisiana? Is it A, clerk of court, B, real estate agent, C, county assessor, or D, county auditor? The answer is A, clerk of court. In Louisiana, the clerk of court of each parish is responsible for keeping official records of property titles, providing public access to documentation of property ownership. What is the legal term for transferring property title in Louisiana? Is it A, conveyance, B, lien, C, leverage, or D, annulment? The answer is A, conveyance. Conveyance is the act of transferring property ownership by deed. In Louisiana, this involves both legal document execution and compliance with state-specific formalities. What is the effect of recording a deed in the public records of Louisiana? Is it A, gives actual notice to the public, B, void insurance policies, C, provides constructive notice to all subsequent buyers and lenders, or D, generates tax obligation? The answer is C, provides constructive notice to all subsequent buyers and lenders. Recording a deed in Louisiana serves to provide constructive notice to third parties, ensuring that all are aware of the current ownership status, protecting against future claims. In Louisiana, which entity is primarily responsible for the public registration of property titles? Is it A, county clerk of court, B, parish clerk of court, C, Louisiana Real Estate Commission, or D, state attorney general? The answer is B, parish clerk of court. In Louisiana, property titles must be filed with the parish clerk of court to maintain public records and ensure title integrity. What is a warranty deed's primary purpose in Louisiana property transactions? Is it A, to transfer property without any guarantees, B, to provide a guarantee against past claims and encumbrances, C, to describe the property boundaries, or D, to avoid property taxes? The answer is B, to provide a guarantee against past claims and encumbrances. A warranty deed ensures the buyer that the title is good and free from claims, protecting them against any defects that might arise.
Notice the code in the corner? When you're stumped by a question, enter it at birdsey.ai for immediate help. Enjoy complimentary study sessions and access to hundreds of additional questions to help you pass your exam with confidence.
Earnest money and escrow in Louisiana. In Louisiana, who is typically responsible for holding the earnest money deposit during a real estate transaction? Is it A, the buyer, B, the seller, C, the escrow agent, or D, the Louisiana Real Estate Commission? The answer is C, the escrow agent. In Louisiana, the escrow agent, typically a title company or real estate broker, holds the earnest money to ensure neutrality. This setup safeguards the transaction by protecting the deposit until the contract obligations are met. Under Louisiana law, what happens to the earnest money if a buyer defaults on a purchase agreement? Is it A, the seller returns the earnest money to the buyer? B, the earnest money is forfeited to the seller? C, the state holds the earnest money in trust? Or D, the buyer pays an additional penalty to the seller? The answer is B, the earnest money is forfeited to the seller. In the event of a buyer's default, Louisiana law typically allows the seller to retain the earnest money as compensation for the default. This serves as liquidated damages pre-agreed in the purchase agreement. What is the maximum time period for returning a buyer's earnest money deposit if a real estate deal is terminated in Louisiana? Is it A, 5 days, B, 10 days, C, 20 days, or D, 30 days? The answer is B, 10 days. Louisiana law typically requires that earnest money be returned to the buyer within 10 days if the transaction is canceled, provided that all involved parties agree on the disbursement. In Louisiana, can a buyer withdraw their offer and have their earnest money returned before the seller accepts it? Is it A, yes, before acceptance by the seller? B, no, the earnest money is always forfeited after the offer is made? C, yes, only if agreed upon in writing? Or D, no, once the offer is made, earnest money is non-refundable? The answer is A, yes, before acceptance by the seller. Before the seller's acceptance, an offer is not legally binding, allowing the buyer to withdraw and recover their earnest money. Once accepted, the buyer's withdrawal may result in forfeiture depending on contract terms. Which statement about escrow in Louisiana real estate transactions is true? Is it A, escrow accounts are used exclusively for earnest money deposits? B, parties can mutually agree to waive escrow? C, only brokers can serve as escrow agents? Or D, earnest money must be held in escrow until closing, regardless of circumstances? The answer is B, parties can mutually agree to waive escrow. Escrow accounts protect funds in real estate transactions, but the use of escrow can be altered or waived if both parties agree, reflecting their personalized contractual arrangements. In Louisiana, what is the role of an escrow agent in a real estate transaction? Is it A, to provide financing for homebuyers? B, to ensure all parties fulfill their contractual obligations before the transaction is completed? C, to determine property values for taxation purposes? Or D, to directly negotiate terms between buyers and sellers? The answer is B, to ensure all parties fulfill their contractual obligations before the transaction is completed. In Louisiana, escrow agents manage the earnest money and ensure all conditions of a real estate contract are fulfilled before closing, in accordance with the Louisiana Real Estate Commission. What happens to the earnest money in Louisiana if the buyer withdraws due to a valid contingency? Is it A, the seller retains the earnest money? B, it is divided equally between the buyer and the seller? C, the earnest money is returned to the buyer? Or D, the escrow agent keeps the earnest money? The answer is C, the earnest money is returned to the buyer. Under Louisiana law, if a buyer withdraws from a contract due to a valid contingency, they are entitled to the return of their earnest money deposit. Louisiana real estate taxes. Which type of property tax is distinctly levied in Louisiana? Is it A, B, firearm tax, C, sales tax, or D, excise tax? The answer is B, ad valorem. Louisiana levies property taxes primarily as ad valorem taxes, which are based on the assessed value of the property. These taxes fund local services, such as schools and infrastructure. What is the primary purpose of a homestead exemption in Louisiana real estate taxes? Is it A, to increase property tax revenue? B, to provide tax relief for homeowners? C. To impose a tax on vacant land. Or D. To support commercial properties. The answer is B. To provide tax relief for homeowners. The homestead exemption in Louisiana allows owners of primary residences to reduce their property's taxable value, thereby lowering their property taxes. It's intended to provide financial relief to homeowners. Who is responsible for assessing property values for tax purposes in Louisiana? Is it A. State Treasurer, B. Parish Tax Collector, C. Parish Assessor, or D. Louisiana Real Estate Commission? The answer is C. Parish Assessor. In Louisiana, each parish has an assessor who evaluates and determines the market value of properties for taxation. This process ensures equitable tax distribution across all property owners. How often are property taxes typically reassessed in Louisiana? Is it A. Annually, B. Every 4 years, C. Every 6 months, or D. Never? The answer is B. Every 4 years. Louisiana law requires parishes to reassess property values every 4 years. This periodic reassessment ensures that taxes are based on up-to-date property values reflective of market trends. What is a tax sale in the context of Louisiana real estate? Is it A. A voluntary sale to settle outstanding property taxes, B. A government auction of a tax-delinquent property, C. A required sale for overassessed properties, or D. A private sale of commercial land? The answer is B. A government auction of a tax-delinquent property. In Louisiana, a tax sale allows authorities to auction properties with unpaid tax liens. This process helps recover tax deficits and return properties to productive use. How are property tax rates in Louisiana typically expressed? Is it A. As a flat dollar amount per property, B. As a percentage of market value, C. In mills per dollar of assessed value, or D. As a percentage of purchase price? The answer is C. In mills per dollar of assessed value. In Louisiana, property tax rates are expressed in mills per dollar of assessed value. A mill represents 1/10 of a cent, which is a common property tax expression in various jurisdictions. What is the typical consequence of unpaid property taxes in Louisiana? Is it A. The property automatically transfers to the state, B. The property can be subject to a tax sale, C. The property's assessed value is reduced, or D. The tax bills are forgiven after 5 years? The answer is B. The property can be subject to a tax sale. If property taxes are unpaid in Louisiana, the property may be subject to a tax sale. This allows the government to recover lost revenue by selling properties with delinquent taxes. Louisiana real estate licensing and regulation. Which entity is responsible for issuing real estate licenses in Louisiana? Is it A. Louisiana Real Estate Board, B. Louisiana Department of Real Estate, C. Louisiana Real Estate Commission, or D. Louisiana Division of Licensing? The answer is C. Louisiana Real Estate Commission. In Louisiana, the Louisiana Real Estate Commission is the authoritative body responsible for real estate license issuance and regulation according to state laws. What is the minimum age requirement to obtain a real estate salesperson license in Louisiana? Is it A. 16 years old, B. 18 years old, C. 21 years old, or D. 25 years old? The answer is B. 18 years old. The Louisiana Real Estate Commission requires that applicants for a salesperson license must be at least 18 years old, reflecting legal adulthood and the ability to enter contractual agreements. How many hours of pre-license education are required for a real estate salesperson in Louisiana? Is it A. 45 hours, B. 60 hours, C. 90 hours, or D. 120 hours? The answer is C. 90 hours. The Louisiana Real Estate Commission mandates that aspiring real estate salespersons complete 90 hours of approved pre-license education before taking the exam. What is the term for the initial real estate salesperson license issued in Louisiana? Is it A, provisional license, B, probationary license, C, temporary license, or D, initial license? The answer is D, initial license. In Louisiana, when a new real estate salesperson license is issued, it is termed as an initial license, pending conditions like continued education and fulfilling specific regulatory requirements. Within how many days must a Louisiana real estate licensee notify the Commission of a change in address? Is it A, 10 days, B, 15 days, C, 30 days, or D, 45 days? The answer is A, 10 days. Louisiana law requires real estate licensees to inform the Louisiana Real Estate Commission within 10 days of any change to their residential address, ensuring up-to-date records for compliance and regulatory contact. What is required for a real estate company to obtain a license in Louisiana? Is it A, a single broker representing multiple licenses, B, an affiliation with an approved educational institution, C, an active broker with ownership interest, or D, operation under a state corporate charter only? The answer is C, an active broker with ownership interest. To get a real estate company license in Louisiana, the company must have an active broker with an ownership interest. The broker ensures compliance with licensing laws and regulations. What is the purpose of the recovery fund maintained by the Louisiana Real Estate Commission? Is it A, to fund training for new agents, B, to cover administrative expenses of the Commission, C, to compensate consumers for damages by licensee misconduct, or D, to support real estate educational research? The answer is C, to compensate consumers for damages by licensee misconduct. The Recovery Fund in Louisiana is designed to compensate consumers for financial damages resulting from fraud or deceit by licensed real estate practitioners, ensuring consumer protection. Louisiana Real Estate Commission. What is the main purpose of the Louisiana Real Estate Commission? Is it A, to promote real estate investment in Louisiana, B, to regulate and license real estate professionals in Louisiana, C, to manage real estate education in Louisiana, or D, to approve real estate finance applications? The answer is B, to regulate and license real estate professionals in Louisiana. The LREC is responsible for licensing and regulation of real estate professionals in Louisiana, ensuring adherence to legal standards in real estate transactions to protect public interests. Which of the following professionals does the Louisiana Real Estate Commission regulate? Is it A, real estate brokers and salespeople, B, loan officers, C, insurance agents, or D, appraisers? The answer is A, real estate brokers and salespeople. The LREC oversees real estate brokers and salespeople by ensuring they comply with state laws to maintain professional and ethical industry standards. How often must a real estate licensee renew their license with the Louisiana Real Estate Commission? Is it A, biannually, B, annually, C, every 2 years, or D, every 5 years? The answer is B, annually. Louisiana real estate licensees are required to renew their licenses annually, ensuring ongoing compliance with state laws and continuing education requirements. What authority does the Louisiana Real Estate Commission have regarding disciplinary actions? Is it A, it can revoke licenses at will, B, it can impose fines and suspend licenses, C, it can publish ads about licensees, or D, it can only issue warnings? The answer is B, it can impose fines and suspend licenses. The LREC holds the authority to impose fines, suspend licenses, or take other disciplinary actions against licensees violating real estate laws or ethical guidelines. Which document must be submitted to the Louisiana Real Estate Commission to apply for a real estate license? Is it A, a notarized business plan, B, proof of age and education, C, references from 3 clients, or D, a criminal background check? The answer is B, proof of age and education. License applicants must submit proof of meeting minimum age and educational requirements as part of their application to the LREC, ensuring eligibility before taking the licensing exam. Let's continue with a review of Louisiana real estate finance. Loan fundamentals. What is the most common type of mortgage used in Louisiana real estate transactions? Is it A, adjustable rate mortgage, B, fixed rate mortgage, C, balloon payment mortgage, or D, interest-only mortgage? The answer is B, fixed rate mortgage. Fixed-rate mortgages offer consistent interest rates and predictable payments, making them popular choices for Louisiana homebuyers. They protect borrowers from market fluctuations and potential rate increases. Which Louisiana regulatory authority oversees real estate financing practices? Is it A, Louisiana Division of Administration, B, Louisiana Real Estate Commission, C, Louisiana Department of Transportation, or D, Louisiana State Health Department? The answer is B, Louisiana Real Estate Commission. The Louisiana Real Estate Commission regulates real estate activities, ensuring compliance with laws and protecting consumers in real estate transactions, including loans and financing. What is the primary purpose of a promissory note in a real estate loan? Is it A, to serve as a legal property title, B, to outline the borrower's repayment promise, C, to calculate property taxes, or D, to ensure the property is free of liens? The answer is B, to outline the borrower's repayment promise. A promissory note is a legal document where the borrower formally agrees to repay a specified loan amount under agreed-upon terms, crucial in real estate financing. What is the role of a deed of trust in Louisiana real estate finance? Is it A, to act as a security for the loan, B, to provide details of interest rates, C, to indicate property tax obligations, or D, to document property rental agreements? The answer is A, to act as a security for the loan. A deed of trust involves 3 parties, the borrower, lender, and trustee. It secures loan repayment by granting the trustee temporary title to the property. How does a foreclosure process typically begin in Louisiana? Is it A, by the borrower missing a payment, B, by failing to pay property taxes, C, by changing property insurance, or D, by selling the property? The answer is A, by the borrower missing a payment. Foreclosure in Louisiana often begins after a borrower fails to make mortgage payments, leading to a legal process where the lender seeks to recover the loan amount. Which of the following is a key characteristic of an adjustable rate mortgage in Louisiana real estate finance? Is it A, interest rate remains fixed over the loan term, B, interest rate fluctuates based on an index, C, loan term is adjusted every year, or D, principal balance is always reduced to 0? The answer is B, interest rate fluctuates based on an index. An adjustable rate mortgage in Louisiana involves periodic interest rate changes based on a financial index. These adjustments can affect monthly payments and total interest over the loan's life. What is the primary function of a loan-to-value ratio in real estate finance? Is it A, determines property market value, B, highlights the depreciation timeline of a property, C, enhances borrower credit score, or D, assesses lender risk in the loan? The answer is D, assesses lender risk in the loan. The loan-to-value ratio is critical in Louisiana real estate finance as it measures the loan amount against the property's appraised value. It indicates how much equity is at stake, influencing lender risk and loan terms.
If you're finding this helpful, please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, useful tips, and complimentary study sessions with Birdsey.
Loans. Which of the following is a characteristic of a conventional loan? Is it A, requires mortgage insurance if LTV exceeds 80%? B, guaranteed by the federal government? C, requires borrowers to obtain a VA certificate of eligibility? Or D, has an upfront funding fee? The answer is A, requires mortgage insurance if LTV exceeds 80%. Conventional loans are not insured by the government and require private mortgage insurance when the loan-to-value ratio is greater than 80%. This helps protect the lender in case of borrower default. What is a key benefit of an FHA loan? Is it A, low down payment requirement? B, exclusively for active military personnel? C, no mortgage insurance required? Or D, no credit score requirements? The answer is A, low down payment requirement. FHA loans offer the benefit of low down payment requirements, often as low as 3.5%, making them accessible for many first-time homebuyers. They also allow for lower credit scores than conventional loans. Which loan type typically offers no down payment option? Is it A, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, VA loan? B, conventional loan? C, Federal Housing Administration, FHA loan? Or D, jumbo loan? The answer is A, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, VA loan. VA loans are granted to veterans and offer a no down payment option as part of their benefits. This makes them highly attractive to eligible military members looking to avoid an initial cash outlay. What differentiates a jumbo loan from other mortgage loans? Is it A, exceeds conforming loan limits set by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? B, backed by the Federal Housing Administration? C, only available for investment properties? Or D, available only to veterans? The answer is A, exceeds conforming loan limits set by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Jumbo loans cover loan amounts that exceed the conforming loan limits set by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They require stricter credit, income qualifications, and are often used for high-priced properties. What type of loan requires a certificate of eligibility? Is it A, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, VA loan? B, Federal Housing Administration, FHA loan? C, conventional loan? Or D, U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA loans? The answer is A, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, VA loan. VA loans require a certificate of eligibility to verify that the borrower is a qualified U.S. veteran or a qualifying dependent. This document is essential for securing the VA loan benefit. Which loan type requires mortgage insurance if the loan-to-value ratio exceeds 80%? Is it A, Federal Housing Administration, FHA loan? B, conventional loan? C, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, VA loan? Or D, rural development loan? The answer is B, conventional loan. Conventional loans often require private mortgage insurance when the borrower puts less than 20% down. This protects the lender in case of borrower default. Loan qualifications. What is the typical purpose of a loan pre-qualification in Louisiana real estate? Is it A, to lock in an interest rate? B, to evaluate a buyer's eligibility for a loan? C, to finalize the mortgage application process? Or D, to provide a legal commitment to fund a loan? The answer is B, to evaluate a buyer's eligibility for a loan. Loan pre-qualification serves as an informal assessment that evaluates a buyer's financial status to estimate the maximum loan amount they qualify for, based on income, assets, and debts. Which document typically verifies income during the loan qualification process in Louisiana? Is it A, credit report, B, pay stub, C, mortgage deed, or D, property tax bill? The answer is B, pay stub. Lenders typically require pay stubs as part of the documentation in the loan qualification process, demonstrating the borrower's income stability and ability to repay the loan. In Louisiana, a lender might require which of the following to assess a borrower's creditworthiness? Is it A, home inspection report, B, credit score, C, employment contract, or D, purchase agreement? The answer is B, credit score. A credit score provides lenders with a numerical representation of a borrower's credit history and is essential for determining the likelihood of timely loan repayment. What role does the debt-to-income ratio play in Louisiana loan qualifications? Is it A, it determines the highest possible property value, B, it calculates potential mortgage default rates, C, it measures a borrower's ability to manage monthly payments, or D, it sets the interest rate for the loan? The answer is C, it measures a borrower's ability to manage monthly payments. The debt-to-income ratio is vital for lenders, reflecting how much of a borrower's gross monthly income goes towards debts, ensuring they can afford new loan payments without financial strain. Which factor is least considered by lenders during the loan qualification process in Louisiana? Is it A, length of employment, B, purchase price of the home, C, personal savings balances, or D, color of the property? The answer is D, color of the property. Lenders focus on financial metrics like income, savings, and employment when qualifying loans, disregarding non-financial details like property color, which are immaterial to loan risk assessment. What is one of the key requirements for a buyer to qualify for a conventional loan in Louisiana? Is it A, a minimum credit score of 580, B, proof of stable employment history, C, ownership of other real estate properties, or D, a cosigner with a high credit score? The answer is B, proof of stable employment history. Proof of stable employment history is crucial for conventional loan qualification as it demonstrates financial stability, making applicants more reliable to lenders. This is a standard requirement under real estate finance guidelines. The loan application process. What is the primary purpose of a loan application in Louisiana real estate finance? Is it A, to formalize the buyer's intent to purchase a property, B, to provide the lender with sufficient information to assess creditworthiness, C, to establish the property's market value, or D, to finalize interest rates and loan terms? The answer is B, to provide the lender with sufficient information to assess creditworthiness. A loan application serves to provide lenders with detailed financial information about the borrower, enabling an assessment of their ability to repay the loan. Who is primarily responsible for gathering information for a loan application? Is it A, the real estate agent, B, the borrower, C, the lender's underwriter, or D, the property appraiser? The answer is B, the borrower. The borrower collects and submits detailed personal and financial information required for the loan application, which is then reviewed by the lender. Which document often accompanies a loan application to verify a borrower's income? Is it A, credit report, B, employment verification letter, C, bank statement, or D, tax returns? The answer is D, tax return. Tax returns provide verified details of the borrower's income, serving as crucial evidence when assessing loan eligibility. What action should a borrower take if they find errors in their loan application? Is it A, ignore it since errors are common? B, submit a complaint to the state regulatory authority? C, immediately notify the lender and correct the errors? Or D, wait until the application is reviewed by the underwriter? The answer is C, immediately notify the lender and correct the errors. Borrowers should immediately address and rectify any incorrect details in their application with their lender to prevent processing delays or complications. What is a typical outcome of a pre-qualification in the loan application process? Is it A, final loan approval? B, an estimation of borrowing power? C, binding interest rate offer? Or D, property appraisal? The answer is B, an estimation of borrowing power. Pre-qualification offers a non-binding indication of the borrower's financial capacity, helping them understand potential loan amounts and their overall financial position. Which of the following information is typically required on a loan application in Louisiana real estate finance? Is it A, borrower's citizenship status? B, borrower's social security number? C, borrower's favorite color? Or D, borrower's marital status? The answer is B, borrower's social security number. The social security number is key to accessing credit reports and verifying identity. This information helps the lender assess creditworthiness and is essential to the approval process. Ensuring accurate information is critical for compliance with lending laws and regulations. Underwriting for Louisiana real estate. What is the primary purpose of the underwriting process in Louisiana real estate finance? Is it A, to estimate property taxes? B, to determine the borrower's ability to repay a loan? C, to set the interest rate on a loan? Or D, to arrange property showings for potential buyers? The answer is B, to determine the borrower's ability to repay a loan. Underwriting in Louisiana real estate finance involves assessing borrowers' financial stability to determine their capacity to close a loan. It focuses on credit history, assets, income, and other financial factors, ensuring that they can fulfill loan obligations. Which factor is least likely to be considered during the underwriting process in Louisiana? Is it A, location of the office where paperwork is filed? B, borrower's credit score? C, borrower's income stability? Or D, borrower's debt-to-income ratio? The answer is A, location of the office where paperwork is filed. The underwriting process primarily involves evaluating the financial characteristics of a borrower, such as their credit score, income stability, and debt-to-income ratio. The physical location of paperwork filing does not impact these financial evaluations. How does an underwriter assess a borrower's risk profile in Louisiana real estate transactions? Is it A, by reviewing the borrower's credit reports? B, by visiting the borrower's place of employment? C, by analyzing the local real estate market conditions? Or D, by inspecting the property's physical condition? The answer is A, by reviewing the borrower's credit reports. Underwriters focus on reviewing credit reports, which outline the borrower's financial commitments, payment histories, and existing credit lines. It is a fundamental step in determining risk levels for extending credit. Why is the debt-to-income ratio important in the Louisiana underwriting process? Is it A, it determines the location of the property? B, it helps assess the borrower's ability to manage monthly payments? C, it is used to calculate property taxes? Or D, it influences the lender's interest rates? The answer is B, it helps assess the borrower's ability to manage monthly payments. The debt-to-income ratio is critical for underwriters as it indicates how much of the applicant's monthly income goes towards servicing existing debt obligations. It is a key measure of financial health and loan repayment ability. Which document is crucial in verifying a borrower's income during the underwriting process in Louisiana? Is it A, property insurance policy, B, W-2 forms or pay stubs, C, seller's disclosure statement, or D, home inspection report? The answer is B, W-2 forms or pay stubs. Income verification, critical to underwriting, involves examining W-2s or pay stubs to assess the borrower's income reliability and stability. This ensures that the borrower has a consistent income source sufficient to cover the loan obligations. What role does the appraisal value play in the underwriting process for Louisiana real estate? Is it A, it determines the loan amount offered, B, it sets the interest rate of the loan, C, it guarantees the loan approval, or D, it is used to set property taxes? The answer is A, it determines the loan amount offered. In Louisiana, the appraisal value is crucial for underwriters as it affects the loan-to-value ratio, a key factor in approving the mortgage. The Louisiana Real Estate Commission ensures loan amounts do not exceed the property's appraised value. How is a borrower's employment history evaluated in Louisiana real estate underwriting? Is it A, by verifying job stability and consistency of income, B, by checking the duration of the current employment only, C, by assessing potential for future career advancements, or D, by consulting the applicant's resume? The answer is A, by verifying job stability and consistency of income. Louisiana underwriters review employment history by validating job stability through previous employments and confirming income reliability. This is regulated under Louisiana lending guidelines to ensure risk minimization.
Don't forget to comment below with your tips, challenges, and thoughts on exam preparation. Your experiences can make a big difference for others.
Loan closing. What document typically signifies the final step in a Louisiana real estate closing process? Is it A, mortgage note, B, HUD-1 settlement statement, C, closing disclosure, or D, deed of trust? The answer is C, closing disclosure. In Louisiana, the closing disclosure is the last document in the closing process. It lists all final costs and is reviewed by all parties to ensure agreement with the terms. Who typically conducts the final walkthrough during a loan closing in Louisiana? Is it A, lender's attorney, B, title company representative, C, buyer's agent, or D, seller's agent? The answer is C, buyer's agent. In Louisiana real estate transactions, the buyer's agent typically conducts the final walkthrough to ensure the property's condition matches expectations before closing. During a Louisiana real estate closing, what is the primary purpose of the title examination? Is it A, determine property's market value, B, ensure clear legal ownership, C, finalize mortgage terms, or D, assess property taxes? The answer is B, ensure clear legal ownership. The title examination in Louisiana is crucial for verifying the property's legal ownership and ensuring no outstanding claims could disrupt the transfer of title. In a Louisiana real estate closing, which party is typically responsible for paying the closing costs? Is it A, buyer only, B, seller only, C, both buyer and seller, or D, lender? The answer is C, both buyer and seller. Closing costs in Louisiana are generally shared between buyer and seller, with each covering expenses as outlined in their agreement or dictated by customary practices. What is the purpose of a matrimonial regime as it pertains to Louisiana real estate transactions? Is it A, assesses property taxes, B, defines asset ownership between spouses, C, establishes easements on a property, or D, regulates mortgage interest rates? The answer is B, defines asset ownership between spouses. In Louisiana, a matrimonial regime addresses the ownership and management of property between spouses affecting how property is handled in transactions during or after marriage. In a Louisiana real estate loan closing, which document outlines the final terms and conditions of a mortgage loan? Is it A, good faith estimate, B, closing disclosure, C, loan application, or D, deed? The answer is B, closing disclosure. The closing disclosure is required by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to summarize the final loan terms and closing costs. It must be provided to borrowers at least 3 days before closing. What is the role of escrow in a Louisiana real estate loan closing? Is it A, to provide legal advice, B, to ensure funds and documents are transferred per the contract, C, to appraise the property, or D, to negotiate closing costs? The answer is B, to ensure funds and documents are transferred per the contract. Escrow acts as a neutral third party holding funds and documents until all conditions in the real estate contract are met, providing assurance that the transaction will occur as planned. Louisiana mortgage disclosure requirements. What is the purpose of the Truth in Lending Act as it applies to Louisiana mortgage disclosure requirements? Is it A, to ensure full disclosure of the terms and costs of a mortgage, B, to regulate interest rates offered by lenders, C, to provide legal assistance to homebuyers, or D, to determine property taxes? The answer is A, to ensure full disclosure of the terms and costs of a mortgage. The Truth in Lending Act aims to promote informed use of consumer credit by requiring disclosures about terms and costs, ensuring transparency, and protecting consumers from unfair lending practices. According to Louisiana law, within how many days must the lender provide a loan estimate to a borrower after receiving a loan application? Is it A, 3 business days, B, 5 calendar days, C, 7 business days, or D, 10 calendar days? The answer is A, 3 business days. Under the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act, lenders must provide a loan estimate within 3 business days of receiving a loan application, ensuring borrowers have enough information to understand the loan terms. Which document is required by Louisiana mortgage disclosure laws to ensure borrowers are informed about potential unintended changes in the transaction? Is it A, closing disclosure, B, deed of trust, C, promissory note, or D, purchase agreement? The answer is A, closing disclosure. The closing disclosure is mandatory under the TILA-RESPA Integrated Disclosure Rule, which provides essential final details about a mortgage loan, helping prevent any unexpected changes at the time of closing. In Louisiana, which federal regulation specifically governs the disclosure of mortgage terms and costs to consumers? Is it A, Z, B, and X, C, or D, regulation? The answer is A, regulation. Regulation Z of the Truth in Lending Act ensures consumers are informed of credit terms and costs, playing a crucial role in promoting informed consumer decisions in the mortgage process. What is the function of the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act in relation to Louisiana mortgage disclosures? Is it A, to collect data about home loans for assessing lending patterns, B, to determine property appraisals, C, to regulate mortgage insurance premiums, or D, to ensure real estate commissions are transparent? The answer is A, to collect data about home loans for assessing lending patterns. The Home Mortgage Disclosure Act requires financial institutions to report loan data, providing public information necessary to assess housing patterns and ensure fair access to credit, crucial for market transparency. What is required by Louisiana mortgage disclosure laws to inform borrowers about the availability of credit counseling services? Is it A, a credit services disclosure notice, B, a loan origination fee statement, C. A property assessment summary. Or D. A lender's risk assessment notice. The answer is A. A credit services disclosure notice. Louisiana requires lenders to provide a credit services disclosure notice, which includes information on available credit counseling services. This ensures borrowers are aware of resources to manage their finances effectively. Which statement accurately reflects the consumer's right under Louisiana mortgage laws regarding appraisal reports? Is it A. Consumers have no legal right to receive appraisal reports? B. Consumers can demand a copy of the appraisal report? C. Appraisal reports are confidential documents not shared with borrowers? Or D. Appraisers must automatically send reports to borrowers? The answer is B. Consumers can demand a copy of the appraisal report. In Louisiana, borrowers have the right to request and receive copies of appraisal reports from lenders, ensuring transparency in property valuations during the mortgage process.
Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, tips, and tricks. And don't forget to visit birdsey.ai for complimentary study sessions with Birdsey, your AI-powered study partner.